What is the one most important thing that you can do for yourself and for your team so you're set up and good to go towards your goals? I'm excited you're here to watch this training because it's been a community question and it's something that I know I think about quite a bit as well. And I'm excited to share what I believe today to be the very most important thing when it comes to setting your team and yourself up for success. Okay, so hello and welcome. I'm excited you're here. In case we've met before, my name is Katrin from bloomwithkatrin.com, and I'm coming live to you today from the beautiful town of Linz in Austria. As always, that it means that I'm at corporate today. Okay, so I'm heading into the office, but I really want to do this live for you first so you can get started, because I love helping networkers like yourself build an active dream team here on social media using modern day social media strategies and doing so with self-confidence, with savvy and soul. And there is one thing also I think that we truly need, and that's a big heart for wanting to help the people who put their trust in us. If you would agree, please tap on the heart. So I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not, but I would still love those hearts come in, right? So here's obviously the one thing you want to do for your team. You want to set them up for success, right? You want to be the leader who can teach them the how to do things on social media. And I'm sorry if there's some weird light going on. There's just a lot of sunshine apparently coming up from behind me, but I hope you can still see and hear me okay. Let me know whether you can, okay? So here's the thing. Number one is you want to set up a system that is going to free up your time and is going to enable your people, the people who put their trust in you, to help guide them and show them how to do things whenever they need it. So it's available to them 24/7, okay? A system that's going to give them results in their first 30 to 90 days, and it's going to duplicate, okay? So there's free time for you. That doesn't mean that you never ever speak to your team, not at all, but you have a tool that you can point your people to so they can be empowered to do the things themselves. And if they still have questions, then you can really like pinpoint and, don't have to train them all over again, but just pinpoint, maybe bridge the little gaps that maybe still are there. So if they're not connecting the dots, if that makes sense, okay? That's number one. Number two is find out about them. Find out about them where it is they want to go. You know, the person who puts your trust in you, or their trust in you, what is their goal? Where do they want to be a year from now, 5 years from now? Okay? What's that going to do for them? Very important question as well. And then make sure to manage their expectations, right? Because I don't know about you, but when I got started really building the business, I mean, maybe you've heard this story before, right? I got into this industry because of the products. I didn't want to have anything to do with the business for 6 years. Can you imagine 6 years? Because I so didn't know about the industry and I so disliked what I was seeing other people do who were building this business. Okay, so it took me 6 years to overcome that. Let me know how long it took you. We're curious to see if I'm the only one who, I'm not going to say wasted 6 years, but I could be at a different place today had I, met somebody, an upline who knew how to do things the modern way, let's just say, okay? But here's the thing, right? We get started. We are really excited about what we found, what we've discovered. We are convinced, we believe, and we start talking to our family and friends. And there's nothing wrong with that, unless you've already talked to them a few times about other things, right? So at some point, though, that's... what happens is that this honeymoon phase, let's call it that, right? When you're all excited and everything is good and there's nothing going wrong and it's all just, like laying down a bed of roses, at some point that's going to change though, right? If you've been in the business longer than 90 days, tell me and let me know whether you know what I'm talking about here, right? So at some point, everybody reaches a stage, or might reach a stage. I think everybody does, but some people are huge influencers, so they may never reach this point, but everybody else is going to come to the point of, who do I talk to now? Okay, it's going to come to a challenge, and now we can choose whether we want to let this challenge shape us by hanging on, by learning some new skills, by doing things a little bit differently, right? Or choose not to and just give up and quit and say this doesn't work. Okay, and there's many people who do that, and I think part of that is because we as their uplines aren't doing a good enough job at really equipping them and empowering them to do this business in an effective way. Okay, so at some point, everybody, however excited they are, they will have talked to their family and friends who will have said, yes, let me join you, or no thank you, don't ever talk to me about this again, or somewhere in between. Okay, so it's important to help your team always, every single day, grow their circle. Okay, every single day. Now, some people will call this prospecting, and I get it, and it's part of what we do, but it's called networking for a reason. Okay, so yes, prospecting is part of what we do, but here's the thing. I used to struggle big time when somebody told me, Katrin, you need to go prospect people. I was like, well, I don't want to do that to people. Here is what shifted that for me, and maybe it can help you and your team as well. Okay, ready? Write this down. Don't call it prospecting. Call it making new friends, because really that's what we are here to do for, right? We're not here to sell something. We're not here to, manipulate people into doing something they don't really want to do. We're here to be friends to other people and find out about them, what's going on in their life, what are their dreams, what maybe are they struggling with. Maybe what we have to offer is the solution, is something that they actually could benefit from. It's a fit because they're already looking for a solution. Does this make sense? So, but don't just send your team off, go, make new friends every day. That's a good thing to do. But how about we help our team create a circle of friends of the right kind of people? And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with people who are not into what we do. Not at all. Okay? Not at all. They're all 100% awesome, amazing people. But how about imagine what it might do for you and for your team if you have a circle of friends who are already looking for the solution that you have to offer. Does that make sense? Okay, so how about we help our team get a little bit more strategic when it comes to who do we bring into our world, into our ecosystem of social media, right? So think about these 3 questions. Ready? Write them down. Number 1, what problems do we help solve? Okay, and if there's a specific product that you're thinking about, choose one that is in your starter kit, right? Just to make the process of enrolling people at some point easier. Okay, makes sense? So what problems do we help solve? Number 2 is who's got these problems? And number 3, where are they hanging out on social media already looking for the solution? They just haven't found us yet, right? They haven't found you and your team yet. So, and here's like a bonus tip if you wish, and then help your team do that. Not just teach them and tell them, you need to make new friends every day and these are the people you need to make friends with. How about, and this is what I'm going to do moving forward, and I can't wait to see how that's going to impact the results of my team, is let's find 1 hour a week where we get together, not to train, not to exchange how we're doing, right? But to actually have a power hour where we go make friends, everybody on the team, right? So people can actually get into that habit, into the rhythm. If they've got questions, you can help them right then and there. So I can't wait to see what that's going to do for my team. Drop me down below if you've ever done a power hour like that with your team before and what your experiences were. And if you're like, that's a really cool idea, drop it down below as well. So I hope this was helpful for you. Here's one major thing I nearly forgot, and that's really, really key. When you start teaching your people to make new friends, you also want to help them set up their personal profile for success. Okay, that's really, really huge. I mean, you can make you can be the nicest person, but if people only see your dog and maybe, a new profile picture every single day or every single week, and that's all there is to see on your personal profile, it's going to be difficult for your team, if that's where they're at, to build a new circle, because people are going to go check them out. before they become friends, right? So that this is crucial. So if you're uncertain about, am I making best possible use of my own social media, like my personal profile, real estate, or if you're not sure how to teach your team what to do differently, please come join us in our free training this week. Okay, it's still on. It's not too late to join us. It's free, and we're gonna take a deep dive into what your personal profile can do for you if you set it up for success. If that's something you resonate with, please check out the link to our group. I'm going to put it down in the comments below once I'm done with this video. Thank you so much for joining me today. As always, I hope this has been helpful for you. Drop down below your 3 main ahas. The first 3 people to do that get into my monthly raffle for 1 free coaching call with myself. Okay, so I can't wait to welcome you for that free call, and also please come join us on that deep dive training when it comes to really setting up your personal profile as your online business card, the best possible representation of you. Okay, got questions? Drop them down below as well. As always, looking forward to serving you again. And now, my friend, it's time for you to bloom. Go get some, and I'm going to see you next time. All the best from Katrin.